Hello, grade 6. Welcome back to Nelson Math, chapter 12, section 10, solving problems using guess and test. That's a term, the guess part from the guess and test, that I've never really liked. And the reason I'm saying this is because guess implies you don't have any other information. So you try to guess the numbers of the lottery. You know they're going to be from 1 to whatever the last number is. Or somebody might come to you and ask, guess what my favorite color is. You really don't necessarily have any information about that. If I write a number on a paper from 1 to 1,000 and I'd say, guess my number, you don't know if it's in the 100s and the 400s and the 700s. So I'm not too sure I like the term guess. However, I'd like to use another term with guess, and I'm going to call that prediction, because that way it gives you a little bit of information to go by. You are going to be given certain information. So, for example, if I asked you, could you estimate or predict how many students will be in the school next week, you might look at that information and say, well, we have 8 classes of 25, that's 200 students, but next week we are is the last week before Christmas holiday, so some students usually leave. I am going to estimate or predict 180 students in the school. That's more of a prediction and an estimate. So I would like you to keep that in mind when using the term guess and test. The sports department manager is making a display in the store. He currently has 6 basketballs and 4 soccer balls. Since it's almost soccer season, he wants to have 80% soccer balls. How many soccer balls does he have to add? I made a nifty little chart here. The headings all come from my question. So I'm going to be guessing something or predicting something. I'm going to include one column with number of basketballs, one column with number of soccer balls, one column with total basketballs and soccer balls added together, and my final column will have my percent of soccer balls. So I'm going to give you my first row here, and this is what we're starting off with. This row right here is exactly what is already in my question. It's what we're starting with. So my number of basketballs, which is right here, 6 basketballs I've taken from the question. Number of soccer balls is 4. That's right here. I've taken that from the question. And my total number of soccer balls would be 6 plus 4. My total number of soccer balls and basketballs is 6 plus 4 equals 10. And because I'm interested in the percentage of soccer balls, I'm including soccer balls here as a percentage. So because I have 4 soccer balls out of a total of 10 basketballs and soccer balls, that's where my 4 and 10 come from, I can write that as 40%. So I'm starting off with 40% of the sports equipment is soccer balls. So we want to increase that to 80%. I'm going to add 10 more soccer balls. So that's what I'm doing right here. In this row right here, I'm going to add 10 more soccer balls. I did not add any basketballs, so my basketballs are still 6. However, what changes is my number of soccer balls. I started off at 4, and I'm adding 10. So now I have 14 soccer balls. Also, what changes is the total number of pieces of equipment. I now have 6 basketballs, 14 soccer balls, and 20 total pieces, 6 plus 14. So I'm now going to look at my percentage, and my new numbers would be number of soccer balls, 14, total number of pieces of sports equipment, that's 20. So writing 14 over 20, I could write this in lowest terms as 7 over 10, or I can write it as 70%. So that's my new number, but I'm still not at 80%. I've got to keep going. I'm going to add 10 more soccer balls. So here I have the same number of basketballs, has not changed. It's still 6. I'm going to add my 10 soccer balls. I'm now at 24. And my total number is now 6 plus 24. I have 30 pieces of equipment. But my soccer balls are now 24. That's my number here, divided by my 30. And that's my 80%. Another way of seeing the 24 over 30 is putting it into lower terms, which is 8 over 10. If I make this 24 divided by 3 is 8, and 30 divided by 3 is 10. So now I have my 80%. So the question asks, how many soccer balls does he have to add? I started off with 4 soccer balls. I went to 24 soccer balls. That means I added 20 soccer balls. So the answer to this question is he has to add 20 soccer balls. And that's how we're using our guess and test or predict and test. Thank you, grade 6. Have a good day.